Thank you, everyone. This is an amazing honor to be here tonight. And, so first of all, this is the first live auction I've ever attended. And I learned a lot tonight because the woman that won the auction for the dinner with Jerry Yang and I learned basically tonight how much a dinner with Jerry Yang is. Because, Ann Harrison, I would have dinner with you any night, and you know that, of course. So thank you. It's things like tonight that just make me just really reflect on my life and how important family and friends are. And so I want to take a few moments to thank some people who are joining me tonight. First of all, my incredibly smart and generous wife, Connie. Woo. My father and my mother, who are visiting from Taiwan. Woo. My aunt Sabrina and my uncle David, who have always treated me like their own son. My college friends, Carrie and Paul, who we knew each other in college. We eventually became roommates when we were all doing investment banking at different firms. And I'm so lucky to be business partners with you guys today, so thank you for joining us tonight. And my co-founders, Mike Lee and Josh Williams, who I've known for a decade now, and just everything that I do is because of you guys, and we wouldn't be doing what we're doing if we didn't love working together. So thank you guys for everything. And I want to give a very special thank you to Emerald, Audrey, Raj, and everyone else at the Asia Pacific Fund. It's a very, very incredible work that you guys do, and so I hope everyone will join me in recognizing all of their contributions to our community tonight. So tonight, I wanted to share with you a little bit more of the details behind the story of the gift that my wife and I made to UC Berkeley. The story goes back to when I was in high school, when I was a senior, and struggling how to understand how to pay for college. My father had suffered a serious professional setback, losing his job in the defense industry after 15 years, after the Cold War came to an end. In that pre-internet era, finding information online or anywhere about financial aid in my small town of Moore Park was pretty much impossible. So I walked into our community bank and asked them about a loan program for college. $3,000, they said, but your parents have to co-sign. And I thought, that's not even gonna pay for a semester at college. So while I applied to Berkeley, I was also thinking about plan B of going to community college to start with. My father and I decided to eventually take a trip to UC Berkeley to see if we could talk to somebody about our financial situation. With serendipity, a financial aid officer took special interest in my case and went far above and beyond, working the next several weeks to redo my entire financial aid package. My family was relieved, and I happily enrolled at UC Berkeley. I made a promise to myself that I would figure out a way to give back to Berkeley when I could, even though I had no idea what that meant at that time. Fast forward about 20 years, and I was coming to the end of my first entrepreneurial journey. In building Kabam with Mike and Holly, I got to realize my dream of starting a company, and not just any company, a video game company. It was literally the best job in the world. I got to build and play video games, and it was just a fantastic ride. Over 10 years, we built the company to $400 million a year in revenue, employing over 1,000 employees across the world. And we published games from studios across all regions, from European developers, American developers, Chinese developers, and Korean developers. And one of those Korean companies, Netmarble, decided to make a great offer to buy the company, and we agreed. With serendipity again, I just happened to be speaking at a Berkeley Haas event a few weeks later. I learned that night that the new academic building that would help double the classroom space at Haas, which was the program I studied at, was in jeopardy. This building had been in the works for 5 years, but a major donor pulled out at the last minute, which meant the project would be canceled or put on hiatus. I remembered a promise I made to myself a long time ago, and I thought, this is it. This was obviously the time to give back to the university that made a huge difference in my life. My wife Connie thought I was crazy, given that the Kabam transaction was still in escrow. But she ultimately knew how important this was to me, and we finalized the gift a few months later. There's a pair of lessons that I want to highlight in my story. The first is to help somebody in need. Richard Black, the financial aid officer who went far above his role, made a huge difference to me by taking the time to help me when I needed it the most. I hope my story will remind everyone here tonight to take extra time to help somebody that is in need in their lives. Who knows what type of impact you could be having 20 years down the line. The second is to give back. I find myself waking up these days, reading the New York Times, and shaking my head in disbelief at many of the things that are going on in the world today. Sometimes I think to myself, I wish I could do more to solve some of the big challenges that face the world and our society. But I don't know how. And then I think, well, I don't know about the world, but I do know how to make a difference in the community and in the people that I know in my daily life. So before I gave back in the form of money, I tried to give my time through guest lectures on entrepreneurship and technology. And before that, I tutored in after-school programs in San Francisco. We all have something to give back to the community, and I hope you think about what that means to you tonight. So in closing, it's a great honor to be here with all of you tonight. I hope to continue my work in philanthropy and to help somebody in need and to give back to our communities in the years to come. Thank you, everyone. Woo!